Hey guys, Mrs. Traber here. We're going to work through our notes on section 5.5. These ones are on standard form. It's the last of our three formats of linear equations. So this one is ax plus by equals c, where a, b, and c are all capital letters. We'll use the lowercase ones later for quadratics. So we've got ax plus by equals c. And what's different about standard form is that's unlike the others is that you don't really see what it's good for in the name of it. Slope-intercept form is good for the slope and the intercept, and point-slope form is good for the point and the slope. Standard form is good for both of the intercepts, but it's hard to see that from the equation. So let's do an example where we find the intercepts from that. So here's my first one. Then if I had 3x plus 2y equals 6, and I'd like to find both the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Let's think about what our graph would look like for a moment without graphing it. So this isn't that line, but say I had a line. If I'm thinking about the x-intercept, that's where the line crosses the x-axis. An x-intercept, I want you to notice it goes left and right, but up and down none at all. So that means that it'll have a number for the x value and a 0 for the y. The y value similarly went left and right none at all, but only has a y value. So a y-intercept has a 0 in for the x and only a number for the y. So when finding an x-intercept, I just have to plug in 0 for y. If I do that in this equation, I plug a 0 in for this y, and then that whole term would go away. So it would have been 3x plus 0 equals 6. And then we can solve for x. So divide both sides by 3, and we'll get x equals 2. So our x-intercept is the point 2, 0. Similarly for y, that means x is 0. So this guy would become 0. 3 times 0 is 0. That goes away. Solve for y, divide both sides by 2. And we've got y equals 3. So when we're graphing these, we just need to be able to find the 2 points and then plot them on our line. Again, that's not this line, but that's some other line. All right, so that's one of them. Let's do one more. If I had 2x minus 4y equals 16, and let's find our x-intercept and y-intercept again. All right, so let's see. Our x-intercept, plug a 0 in for y. So that guy goes away. And divide both sides by 2. We've got x equals 8. So the point is 8, 0. For our y-intercept, plug a 0 in for x. So that guy goes away. Divide both sides by negative 4. And y would be negative 4. All right, let's do another type of them. Let's see. Let's graph one. All right, let me give myself an xy coordinate plane. And some marks either direction. Try to make them as evenly spaced out as you can. All right, let's see. So let's plot both of our intercepts. Our x-intercept for this guy. Let's plug a 0 in for y. So this y term goes away. I've got an x-intercept at negative 2. So I can plot a point at negative 2 on the x-axis. My y-intercept, I can plug in a 0 for x. So this guy would go away. Negative y equals 6, so positive y equals negative 6. So I'd have to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about right there. 2 points are good enough to make a line. So there you go. Let's do 2 more where we kind of switch around formats. So let's say we started in our slope-intercept form. We wanted to move to standard form. So if I had y equals 3x minus 4, and I would like to get it into standard form. Standard form has the x's and the y's on the same side. So if I can move my x's to the left as well, then I'd be in a good spot. So let's subtract 3x from both sides. On the left, I'd have negative 3x plus y equals negative 4. And there we go. We're in standard form. Easy enough. So all you gotta do there is subtract your x term to the other side. The other one is moving from point slope form to standard form. So if I started off in a format like this, y minus 3 equals 2 times the quantity x minus 3, that's in point slope form. And we'd like to get ourselves into standard form. So first off, standard form has no parentheses, so let's get rid of that 2 by distributing it in to both terms. I want x's and y's on the same side, so let's subtract our 2x over. On my left, I've got a negative 2x term, I've got a positive y term, and a negative 3 term. On my right, all I have is negative 6. On my right, all I have is negative 6. Let's do our last step here, move our 3 over. On my left, all I have is negative 2x plus y, and on my right, I have negative 3. So now I'm in standard form. We'll call it good on these notes. I hope this has helped out. Those are all 3 formats of linear equations.